And we are live. Good morning. You are joining us for another episode of the Christian Anime Podcast. I hope you're all doing well. I've just had a beautiful, beautiful Monday. I was invited out to a lunch, and oh my goodness, I have never felt so full in my life. It was a buffet lunch, goodness gracious me. And when I went to this buffet, right, I had all of the things in mind, right? Matt Pat made that video on food theory, right, about how we shouldn't you shouldn't like do certain things while at a buffet. And one of the things that kept going through my mind, like, don't eat any carbs, don't eat any carbs, don't eat any carbs, and just go for like the protein. You go for like they had the meat carver as well. They had like the meat thing and the carving thing as well. And like it was exactly like the same thing that happened in the food theory video, which is I didn't know. I didn't know that the meat was or like the good stuff was guarded by someone who would give you certain portions. So anyway, that was that was my Monday. And it was really wholesome. There were some really good desserts there as well. But yeah, I was just sharing to all the folks there that, hey, if I ever go outside for lunch, or if I ever go outside for to eat, I never order anything that I can make at home. So if I can make Japanese curry at home, I usually don't order Japanese curry outside, because that's something I can already make. But if we're talking about like some fancy dessert like macarons, I cannot make macarons for the life of me. That's something I will usually make. Anyway, I hope you are all doing well, everyone. That was my Monday. I was also working a bit on the problem of evil video. And yeah, like it's insane. It is insane how many times people bring up like the free will thing. Like free will was the reason why there is evil in the world. And it's not the best. Even if you're not a Calvinist, if you're a non-Calvinist, I think it's still a bad reason. It's still a bad reason for the problem of evil, because you can extrapolate it by saying, then wouldn't God already know what decision Adam and Eve would make? Which is why like it becomes a bit. I know I'm sure there's some way that you could reconcile that with the free will response. But I've just been reading up on it, and there are better reasons to support the existence of evil, to reconcile the existence of evil in the world with a good and loving God, good, loving, omnipotent, all-knowing God, which you'll find out. You'll find out when the video comes out. So yeah, 2 minutes in. I know. Oh my goodness, why? Welcome, Chazak. Welcome from the Philippines. Welcome, Daily Gizmo. Welcome, Piercing Heaven, Chicken Jockey, Flint and Steel. Welcome, Chris Joe Max. Welcome, Kior. Hello, Maru Hagakure. You have been a fan for a little while, and you like my content, and you like anime as well. And hey, that's the sort of people we're looking for on the Christian Anime Podcast. All right, so today, I am doing perfectly fine, Paisios. No, we're not going to address that. It's been done. That's all it is. Like it's just the community post. That's that, right? We ain't gonna cover it anymore. Which is the point of the demons being refugees in anime? Oh boy, will I ever. That's a good segue into what we're talking about today. Um, so I have not watched Devil May Cry. I don't intend to watch Devil May Cry. Unironically, I don't think I should have prepared the scene for it as well. But there is unironically a scene where the American government goes and they fly into like the demon world, and then it's like America, da 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 da. It's like the most amazing thing ever, right? It's just Americans um, doing it. So anyway, so while the Americans are entering into the demon world, American Idiot by Green Day. Is it Green Day? Give me a second. Oh, very professional stream. Yeah, Green Day. American Idiot by Green Day plays, and it's just the most cringe thing ever. Yeah, it's they're trying to be an allegory for the Iraq War. So, what from my understanding of this is that they basically made the anime. So these demons are Iraqis, and the Americans. These are They are literally American soldiers going into Iraq and kaputting everyone. And you can see that. Look at that. It's a girl in hijab. Like, isn't that freaking hilarious? I don't know. I thought it was awesome if you unironically stand on the human side. Yeah, well, okay. I gotta find the scene then. Wait. Let's find it then, because it is like I agree with you. If you're on the human side, Devil May Cry. Let's see if the scene is up on. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Wait a minute. Is there a way to? There we go. That's way more professional. All right. As you can see here, look at that. Oh, ain't that cool? Yep. Wow. Don't want to be an American idiot. And look at that. All of the fighter planes, and I'm guessing that's the president of the United States there. And then, oh, look how cool he is. Oh, it's literally it's Joe Biden if he was based. All right. It's literally Joe Biden if he was based. And then all the missiles coming in. Look at the fighter jets. Look out. Oh my goodness. And then they're going to go into the demon world. Look at that. They're now in the demon world, and now the missiles are heading in. The missiles have got cameras on it. And they're looking for the demons. Now, this is supposed to be bad. Allegedly. I'm so confused about Netflix Devil May Cry, the original DMC, even as well as the DMC anime 2007. If I remembered, it's like Frieren in a way about demons are demons, while the new DMC shows kind demons. I heard. Let's not dox myself. Allegedly, the Devil May Cry. Who is it? Director is Indian American question mark Netflix director I'm looking for. So he's not they're not Japanese. Let's see, Adi Shankar is their name. It's a male. I see. So he is unironically Indian American. So there you go. Let's look up their Wikipedia page. Let's see. The director is the guy who got Apu taken off The Simpsons. Now that is comical. That is genuinely comical. Was it because it hurt his fifis? Here's his Wikipedia page. Let's see, Devil May Cry. Yeah, Devil May Cry. I'm fact checking you in real time. So Apu. Yeah, the Apu no way. In April 2018, Shankar started a script contest which he hoped would encourage people to rewrite the Simpsons character Apu, that takes the character of Apu and in a clever way subverts him, pivots him, intelligently writes him out or evolves him. He stated that in the event that the show's producers will not take on the winning script, he would produce and distribute the episode as part of the Bootleg Universe fan films. Wow. On October 26, 2018, Shankar leaked during an interview with IndieWire that Apu was going to be written out of the show, stating that he had got the information from two people who work for The Simpsons and a third source who works directly with creator Matt Groening. A representative for the show at Fox responded saying Apu appeared in appeared in the 10-14. No, is that 14th of September? No, 14th of November episode, My Way or the Highway to Heaven. In the episode, Apu makes an appearance as one of dozens of characters gathered around God in heaven. On October 28th, Simpsons executive producer and showrunner Al Jean responded on Twitter by saying, Adi Shankar is not a producer on The Simpsons. I wish him the best, but he does not speak for our show. The character was absent from the show for 2 years, and on January 17th, 2020, Hank Azaria announced he was stepping down from the role of Apu permanently. Shankar stated that he was against the cancellation of the character. Silencing Apu is a step sideways. It doesn't undo the damage, address the damage, or benefit the show's creativity. It just removes another brown face from TV. That's freaking hilarious. What have you missed? You haven't missed anything. That's all it is. I remember in my 5th grade class, my teacher telling me to avoid wiki. The footnotes had credible sources. No, I'll tell you what, Wikipedia, for this sort of stuff, right? This is like general knowledge. Like it's not as if, I think, okay, for example, this is, let's think of a good Wikipedia example that you wouldn't want to get off of Wikipedia. Let's say we're talking about Donald Trump, right? Let's see. Okay, so this is a case where I wouldn't use Wikipedia, right? So let's say it was, Donald Trump. Let's find information on the 2020 presidential election. Let's read about this particular event, which I'm pretty sure is still demonetizable, so I won't mention the name of it. And let's look at the second presidency as well. Mass terminations of federal employees. Wait, let's see if Elon Musk shows up on here. Elon Musk. Yep, there you go. Elon Musk shows up here as well. A couple of times. So there you go. So this is. Oh, here we go. Conspiracy theories. that's another thing. So these are the sorts of things, right, that I wouldn't use Wikipedia for because it's talking about it from like a biased perspective, right? Unfortunately, Wikipedia isn't like isn't an unbiased news source as much as it tries to do it. But the internet never ever lies. Blazer, you sweet summer child. Wikipedia sucks if you're using it as a historian. So yeah, like. If you want just like a surface level reading of everything, that's perfectly fine. But especially I agree on history as well. Because when we look at like, this is a part of Filipino history which I am very, very particular about, which is this guy Ferdinand Marcos, who is a incredibly controversial figure here in the Philippines. But basically, they're incredibly biased as well. So if you ever want to look at something on Wikipedia, surface level reading is fine. But just so you know, they are always going to write from the perspective of like neolib. They're always going to write from the neolib perspective. Netflix defending demons while they are the enemy, and the devil is the enemy. No, as in they are. Okay, wait. Let's come back. Let's come back to what we're reacting to, which is this, right? So basically, just to summarize, right? Here's the Americans. There's bit like Joe Biden. And they're about to enter into hell. And look at that. Wait. Let's get the fighter jets up. There you go. Look at that. Look at how cool the Americans are. And they're gonna enter into hell. And I still can't get over the fact that they're cosplaying as Muslims as well, or Iraqis. And then hell is being destroyed. Oh, look at that. They're all getting destroyed. Oh no. And then that looks like that represents the military industrial military industrial complex. That's what I meant to say. Britannica is still pretty good, but it is biased, and you're not meant to use it either. So yeah. You have to correct me. He's the vice president. He's meant to be based off of Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney's too bold. Okay, well, he could have been based off of Dick Cheney. You could be right that yes, that's meant to be based off Dick Cheney, but you can't you can't tell me and look at that and tell me that that ain't Joe Biden. That is literally Joe Biden. He's got the aviators. It's the same hairstyle, which could be saying it might not be an allegory for the Iraq War. Actually, it could be an allegory for Joe Biden refusing to support the Palestinians over the course of his term. That is unironically Joe Biden. Like you cannot tell me, oh, that actually that's meant to be Dick Cheney, which means I will say I think it's more likely that this is an allegory for Joe Biden refusing to help the Palestinians, and because he was supporting Israel throughout the whole Israel Palestine debacle. The leftists are trying to say, oh, look at that, Joe Biden, because you didn't support the Palestinians and you stayed quiet. That's as if you were that's as if you were massacring the Palestinians. We know you had nothing to do with it. We know that you basically needed Israel as an ally, but because you said nothing, it's as if you were complicit in the murder and massacre of all of these Palestinians. I'm telling you that's what these guys were thinking. They thought they were cooking. They made the anime during the Biden presidency, which is even more reason. Like maybe this was originally about the Iraq War. However, if through it, right, like the events that were occurring through it, they were like thinking in their minds, what's a way that we can be anti-Biden as well? Yeah, your silence is violent speech. See, the demons are an allusion to refugees. No, this was supposed to be commentary on the global war on terror. 20 years too late. Well, look, I think you could interpret it that way, but I think the other interpretation as well could hold up. I'm just saying. I'm still saying because I've seen some leftist accounts. Right, they talk about how America and Israel Israel is like a vassal state of the American empire. So it could easily they could, as much as this could be a allegory for the war on terror and the war in Iraq, this could also easily be America's complicity with Israel in the Palestinian regions. If they made the Demon King Saddam Hussein, goodness gracious me. Anything Netflix makes immediately makes you not care. There are some... Okay, the one thing I will agree with, I think Netflix has done well. If they make anime by themselves, it's usually really cringe. However, if they hire an animation company and put an anime like Violet Evergarden... Violet Evergarden is Netflix exclusive. I think Blue Box as well is a Netflix exclusive, so yeah. The far left think that the Israel is a vassal state of the US, and the far right think the US is a vassal state of Israel. For real, for real. The best new anime they have right now is Moonrise. Okay. The gambling anime as well? Okay, I must confess, guys. I didn't go gambling. I didn't go gambling yesterday. But I don't know, during the lunch, we were at I was with the I was with a friend, and then he was like saying, "Hey, have you ever thought about, the casino is right around the corner?" And I said, and he said, "Do you want to?" And I said, "Oh, do you want to go? Do you want to go gambling?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." We didn't go gambling, but it came across my mind. Regisar, that's how it's not meant to be. I know it's meant to. I know people say, "Oh, it's a prerogative to." It's sorry, it's not prerogative. It's a derogative term to call someone far right. But I think you should just embrace the term. That's all it is. Far right, because that's currently right now where compared to the rest of the world, that's where you are. Of course, if the political if the Overton window shifts more to the right, yeah, at some point you will be just the right. But right now in our neolib world order, that's how you are officially classified as. So don't take it as a derogative term. So yeah. The show also just sucks as DMC. Dante acts too much like Nero, as Nero's voice actor, and Virgil isn't even Virgil. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Overture Saint. Dante, I am not motivated. Fun fact, they refused to hire Dante's game voice actor because apparently he's a Trump supporter. What? That's insane. That's insane. It's so Zace. If that's true, that's incredibly Zace of his voice. So yeah. All right, cool. So as I said, there you go. You cannot tell me that is unironically Joe Biden right there. So so there they go. They're going into hell. Oh no, the demons are being destroyed. Yada yada yada. Military industrial complex. Here we are. And then look at that. They're doing sciencey things. Look how evil they are, and look how dark they are. And there you go. They're doing something. They're doing something. Wait, let's zoom forward a bit more, so that YouTube doesn't whack me for this. Oh no, they're dropping the bombs. Look at these primitives. Look at these poor primitive peoples who can't defend themselves against American bombs. So yeah. Oh no, and the tanks are rolling in. The tanks are rolling in. The military's coming in. Oh my goodness. Oh, and look at that. The American flag's flying. Oh, look at that. This is kind of Zace. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that an amazing thing? Oh, sheesh. That's an amazing thing. If they didn't want to be bombed, they shouldn't have been literal demons from hell. For real, for real. It's crazy how DMC revived the entire demons aren't evil discourse. Now some can say I'm just reading into it, too deep to it, but it is definitely the case. Look at that. So yeah. Oh no, those poor did you know the demons have children, guys? Oh no. Look at that. Ain't that cool? Now you could say that that is definitely George Bush. That's for real, for real. Oh, and I betcha these guys will start protesting, will they? Will the population now start protesting and be anti-war? Oh, and look at that. They're literally mining for oil. They're mining for oil in Iraq, guys. Or not oil, but minerals. They're mining for minerals. That's great. That's great. That is comical. That is genuinely comical, though. That's oh boy, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Hell has oil, and America will get into it. That is the most comical thing I have seen from Devil May Cry. Yeah. That's freaking hilarious. That's genuinely hilarious right there. All right. So. Mining for minerals. It's a Minecraft reference, is it? So, anyway. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Oh, look at the poor demons. Look at this. The demons are refugees. The demons are refugees. They're an allegory for refugees. They're like, oh, why are you here? And then what did he say? We're just trying to survive. This is so bad. It's so bad. It's just comical. It's just comical what this is. I think that's it. Helion's Remnant, a member for 2 months. You were just trying to ignore the show. Thanks, you hate it. That's great. This is nothing like DMC. Rare Earth's less rare in hell. Yes. I think people wouldn't mind this so much if it was the original. Yeah, but look. It had this guy on it, right? Do you think is that the face of a guy who is that the face of a guy who was going to write this as much as faithful to the text as possible, as faithful to the original as possible. No, that's not the face of a guy who does that. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Overture Saint. The concept of something being purely evil is lost in these people. Yes, yes, yes. He looks homosexual. Yes, he does. The last name is ironic, isn't it? Adi Shankar. That's freaking hilarious. No, this is it is a bad photo, so we will recognize that. Why didn't they just adapt it like the actual show? The demons are literally portrayed as demons in the games, except Dante and Virgil and Nero because they're part human. And they call this dude a visionary. Really? That's insane. That's insane. I mean, okay, let's... If Adi is indeed if Mr. Shankar here, if Mr. Shankar is a Nepo baby, that's most rather unfortunate, isn't it? So, yeah. Alright, so... yeah, I will say this is kind of insane. I mean, that's a cool story though, isn't it? Mr. Shankar was born in Kolkata, West Bengal, India, to a banking executive and an educator. His family spent his formative years relocating among Chennai, Mumbai, Hong Kong, and Singapore. He immigrated to Rhode Island, USA by himself at the age of 16, 2 days before 9/11. Shankar studied communications, business, and theater at Northwestern University, and graduated in June 2007. These people aren't interested in art or writing or even intellectual ethical discourse. They are just looking to spread their propaganda message. Okay, look. There's a reason why the left is doing this. There's a reason why leftist writers or they're trying to do this. It's because they're saying there's this... Oh boy, here's your literature lesson for today, chat. Goodness gracious me. Here we go. Let's do this. So in the mind of the left, this is so there's this guy called I can't remember his name though. It's like Edward Said. Oh, that's a bit too thick. I'm pretty sure it's Edward. I may be mistaken. But his primary work, this is the field that leftists operate in is something called post-colonial studies. And basically the reason why this is so integral to leftist thought is actually really interesting. So what Said proposes, the frameworks that Said proposes is that this is the West, and then the West tries to make people that aren't the West an other, right? And he uses this by studying the term the Orient. And the Orient is labeled as the other. And then he tries to he makes this... Oh, whoops! I'm covering the Orient. Whoops, my bad, guys. And this intersects really well with like postmodern studies in terms of like the center and the periphery. Like the center is the one in control, the one that can control narratives, the one that can that has power, and the peripheries are the people on the outside that don't fit into the center. So yeah. So this is the reason why this is so like integral to leftist studies is because they can say, oh, the West actually, the West is also masculine. Sorry. Not only is the West like masculine, but it's also like, it's also white. and it others other races. The West is also Christian, and then you start seeing, oh, that's why they think these are like these guys are the oppressors. It's because that's their view of history, which is they view history as a battle, as the West othering other people. So whether that be transvestites, right, or transgenders, that also includes women. There were othering of the women, or the othering of other races, right, other ethnicities. And then, like, once you understand how leftists operate and how leftists just like paint their own picture of the world, you'll realize that they have this really messed up worldview where anything and everything, they assign like this relationship of power. That's all it is. That's all they're thinking of in their mind. So yeah, the Orient sounds cooler than Far East. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so this is where it comes from, right? This is so when they're talking about demons, they're like, oh, it's because these guys, just applying this to demons, right? To label something as a demon would be it is consistent with that process of othering. If you are othering another person, that is consistent with the process of othering. So that's why they try to subvert Christianity as well by saying, "Oh, look at how poor." Like this is the same thing that they would say. They would read something like Paradise Lost, and they would say, "Oh, Satan, the devil was actually a misunderstood villain, and we should be we should be more sympathetic to Satan because he was actually rebelling against like this authoritarian state in heaven, and that's the reason why we should be supporting Satan." Anyway, so this thing about like them supporting demons, it's actually very, very, it's integral to leftist thought, which is why they do it and why they often do it so much. It's part of their worldview. It's part of their thing. It's guilt according to tangential connections and vibes, basically, for real, for real. The internal logic falls apart if they're literal demons, though. But that's the thing, though, like, because leftists don't operate like they will often operate under a secular worldview, which means they don't believe in spiritual principles. Like they don't have a conception of spiritual ideas or the spiritual world, right? Everything is matter, right? They will only operate on things in the material, and because and if demons are indeed material beings, then we should be sympathetic to them, because that's it. Or because demons are purely in the spiritual, that means it's only in the mind. So it's only humans seeing other humans as other demons rather than actual beings which have things. Would you all suggest Netflix cancellation over this? I mean, look, I don't think I don't know. It's like I'm still thinking about like I still ponder on things like boycotts and things like that, because I don't think a boycott would be helpful. Demon is supposed to be a political faction of spirits, not flesh and blood monsters. Yes. No, well, they are spirits, right? But in the leftist conception of the world, right, they cannot comprehend the spiritual. They can only comprehend material things. Now, of course, yeah, Paradise Lost isn't great theology, right? It's a fictional text, but that's the it's still it's a cool retelling, that's for sure. Yeah, people boycotted Amazon and nothing happened. Well, okay, look, I will say that something has happened. It's because Amazon canceled a few like work projects. There's I can't remember, like Critical Drinker did a video on this. Here, this person here. This video here on Jennifer Salke. Yes, that looks like it. We're not looking at Kathleen Kennedy. I think it's let's see. Let's get our face up. Yeah, there we go. Jennifer Salke. So apparently this woman was fired recently, and I mean look that's the thing with boycotts, right? Which is I think boycotts have to be leftists kind of know this. Which is it's kind of insane when like, oh, you should boycott all of these brands because they're supporting Israel. Like I don't think that's going to happen, right? But when we're talking about like media, anything regarding media, if a large enough number of people boycott something, like here's the thing, right? Because I think people with conservative or sensible views are in the majority, right? People who are more sensible than leftists. The reason why leftist boycotts can never achieve anything is because I don't think they're in the majority, right? And they have to deceive people in the majority. They have to deceive like centrists to bring them over to their side. So I don't think leftist boycotts. They can sometimes work if they can convince the company that they are indeed the majority. But however, the fact that people like Jennifer Salke have been fired from Amazon Studios, someone who has pushed like woke messaging through media. The fact that she's been fired by the big man Jeff Bezos. The fact like when we saw that photo, right, of billionaires at Trump's inauguration. Here we go. The fact this image exists, the fact this image is a thing, right? This indicates, right? That, like, here we go. Here's Jeff. Jeff knows, like, this is why the 2024 presidential election was such it's a big cultural moment. It's because these guys, it's people like Jeff Bezos, it's people like Mark Zuckerberg. Did you notice Mark Zuckerberg got more base? No, it's not that he got more base. It's just that he saw that the majority changed, and he was like, okay, cool, we're gonna change our opinion with the win. So it's not that he's more base. It's just that these guys here, Zuckerberg and Bezos, they are sensitive to public opinion, and they are sensitive to what what they think the majority is saying. So if the majority is saying, "Yep, we vote for Donald Trump," they're gonna side with Donald Trump, right? I think someone like Elon Musk, right? He is very self-centered, right? Like, unfortunately, he is he only focuses on what he wants, right? Or he may actually just have genuine convictions, and that's why he supported someone like Donald Trump. But these other tech CEOs, right? They are very, very much they're very much like sensitive to what is in the culture, and sensitive to the opinions of the majority. So yeah. Anyway, there's that. Cringe has decreased by 5 to 10%. We'll take that. Yeah, I know. Like we mentioned this last stream where I hit 12K subs. It's an amazing thing, and it's these people who know the real numbers and the opinions of many people. They got to know the info. Yep. So, and that's why they're like, I think someone like Jeff Bezos, right? We saw like people like these. They all rallied around the Biden administration. Unfortunately, because that's what the vast majority of people at the time, anyway, that's what they thought, right? There's like this massive tide against Donald Trump at the time. But currently, right now, what is the current situation? People are sick and tired of Americans anyway are sick and tired of leftist messaging. That's why they all rallied around Trump. It's not like any of the CEOs care about the moral issues. It's just what makes money. Yes, so that's why they're sensitive to the majority. That's all it is. You do think Elon is at least genuine when it comes to his son, though? Keeping him from being brainwashed from transgenders. That is actually a thing. So I think, okay, that is one point towards Elon in terms of him being actually genuine, because like his money, like he throws his money at a lot of things. Like, for example, like Twitter, right? Twitter, he is trying to make money off of Twitter as well, so that it's not a dud investment. However, the fact that he threw money at Twitter in the first place to buy it, and because he saw it as the public square, and he had like a free speech He has values of he values free speech, right? I think that is one point towards him, right? That he is at least genuine in some of his beliefs and not just but money centered. So yeah, not all the time, not 100%. Woke people are very annoying, for real, for real, for real, for real. So yeah. Anyway, there's that. There's that. So let's compare this to an anime that actually has a good and evil, which is Frieren. I think this is like if we just transpose Frieren, everything that Frieren says, and let's compare that to all of what the demons in Devil May Cry say. So, because I think that's a fantastic line, right? For them, words are a means of deceiving humans. All we're trying to do is survive. Yeah, yeah. I think that's it's freaking hilarious. It is hilarious. So yeah. Um, yeah. Base Frieren versus leftist propaganda. For real, for real. um, and I think it's really refreshing to see Frieren. Okay, look, Frieren doesn't have biblical demons, right? But the point that we're trying to get at, is that at least Frieren has a conception of what is good and what is evil. The thing with leftist media is that it tries to say, "Oh, good and evil are actually really there's no actual good and evil," and even though they would say Israel is definitely evil and Palestine definitely good, even though they still form objective morality in that sense. But at the same time, leftist academics are like they play mind games and they're like, no, actually, the conceptions of good and evil are actually all socially constructed, so we shouldn't be so concerned by those sorts of things. So there you go. So that's what we would support in something like Frieren, right? Because even though it doesn't hold a biblical view of demons or the spiritual world or anything like that, right? It holds that things are bad and things are good, right? And that is something that the culture needs. That is the message that the culture needs proliferated within them. And bad things are just bad. So that's all it is. Leftist morals are parasitic off of Christian ones, for real, just without the reasons. They're the prophetic fulfillment of Nietzsche's slave morality. That's hilarious. DMC fans will tell you the canon lore is that demons are legitimately evil and they revel in it, but what makes Sparta special is that he wants to protect humanity. Welcome, Maru. No, it's not that it blocked your message. It's probably because I haven't been paying attention to chat for a lot. So, yeah. All right. I think that's it for today's stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. That was a fun stream, wasn't it? I really liked covering this. Devil May Cry, funniest anime ever. Unironically, Adi Shankar was his name. And he did indeed shank this. So take care of yourselves. Before you leave, of course, like the stream. As always, I will grift. I am the grifter. So if you would like to support the channel, supporting the channel through channel memberships is the best way possible. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I need to announce that. Whoopsie daisy. Community. So I do need to address that. I should make a community post about this as well, but I forgot. Whoops. So can we just go incognito? Christian anime podcast. Oh wait, no, that's not the way to do it. We should switch accounts. No, that's not the way to do it either. Where how can I show this without like being cringe? Memberships. Maybe that's how we show it. Levels. There we go. Let's not show everything though. Hey, there we go, there we go. I think that's fine. It's fine by me. All right, so in terms of channel memberships, I have updated them. Wait, let's make them bigger so you can actually see it. Channel memberships have been updated to 3. So the Oomphy Cadet role was retired, and everything, all of the perks are now in Oomphy Militia. You just have to go with that. If you want early access to videos, access to the members only Discord channel, access to photos and status updates, access to members only videos, and priority reply to comments, that's all you get in Oomphy Militia. Of course, if you just want the base level perks, if you just want the loyalty badge and emoji and just support me through that, I think it's I get $1 a month per month. If you go for Oomphy Rookie, just go for that. But if you want everything else, Oomphy Militia is the way to go. But if you are super generous and you are able to support me through Oomphy General, that's the highest tier right now. I was thinking of making like an Omega tier where you would pay me $150. But I realized maybe you shouldn't be giving. You would be giving YouTube $50 at that point. So there you go. So yeah, that's it. That's it. So just wanted to announce that because obviously that has recently been updated and changed. So yeah, take care, everyone. I hope you forgot. Perk involving your prediction of the return of Christ accurate within 6 months. Oh yes, definitely. If you want if you want to join the weekly members only live stream where I predict the return of Christ in 6 months, then you need to obviously pay me $1 billion for that, and that's the way you would go. So yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. See ya. Have a blessed rest of your... Whoops. I was about to press end stream, but it seems... Come on. There you go. End stream now. See ya.